Hi, this is JC Faxes from Guitar Center, and with me today I have Mr. Rich Curtis from Numark, and today we're going to be covering the NS7 II. First thing you notice on this is the platters are spinning, which you don't see on a lot of controllers. That's right. Tell me, what makes it so cool?
Well, actually, we wanted to kind of have a solution for the vinyl purists out there. And what we did is we asked the vinyl guys, what do you love about vinyl? And I can tell you one thing, it wasn't cleaning the vinyl, it wasn't bringing it in crates to the gig. What it was the feel. So what we did is we added a real vinyl record on top of a fully motorized turntable. And then beneath that, we used 14-bit MIDI, which is a high-resolution MIDI protocol that's going to give me 3,600 ticks of resolution per rotation. What does that mean in English? That just means that you're going to not be able to tell the difference between a real vinyl record and the MP3.
So no latency?
There's no latency.
Okay.
That's correct, yep. One thing I'll mention too is on these platters is that the resistance is fully adjustable. So of course you have a set screw here where I can actually set the vinyl to be tighter against the platter, but additionally I have a switch right here in the back which will allow me to switch between a virtual TTX tension and a technique style tension.
All right, you got a bunch of new pads on here.
Well, actually, these are the world-renowned Akai MPC Pads. So they're real MPC pads, they're extremely sensitive, and they are velocity sensitive as well.
Okay.
On the NS7 II, not only can you do samples, but you can also use these for cue points, for rolling, slicing, adding effects, really whatever you want to do. And they have a few different colors too to make it easy when you're playing it live.
Okay, yeah, because I noticed you have your cues, your auto rolls, loops, sampler up on here. And it changes the color of the pad as well?
It does, it does. So here, you know, if I have my track playing back, from here it's really simple to hit my cue point, so I can just hit the pad. I'm gonna jump around into the song, and you can see they're very sensitive. I can just barely touch them. I'm gonna get a full reaction out of the pad. Okay. Now we have 5 different modes here actually, which is gonna give us over 10 different parameters of control, basically. So in here I can go over to the auto roll pad mode, and you're gonna see all the pads instead of red are now blue. And that's going to tell me I'm in auto roll mode. I have 2 modes per button. So one is going to be a latching, so I can roll just by latching and pressing the buttons. Or I can use a momentary mode when I'm in this light green version, and now I can just hold the pads to get my effects. So it's never been easier to remix songs live.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and then the original NS7 only had a 2-channel mixer. So now you've got 4 decks on here, correct?
That's right. Really good point. We have 4 decks per side. So now we can have 2 tracks mixed together and either 2 scratch decks or 2 more tracks on top of that. And we have a dedicated 4-channel mixer, which people will notice. But you know, the thing that makes this special isn't just the 4 channels, it's actually the capacitive touch on the top of the mixer.
Okay, and what would you use the capacitive touch for?
Well, one of the things we found out is that, you know, DJs were actually getting somewhat bored with their current controls. There's only so much you can EQ, there's only so much you can cut. We needed to add another form of control, so what we did is we added touch sensitivity. And now on our EQ, I have the ability to actually kill my EQ just by touching the knobs now. These are all capacitive touch.
All right, so when you see a guy DJing and, you know, now he can just touch it.
Exactly. Right. So no longer is that motion just for show. It's actually used
You're actually doing something.
You are.
Okay, that's pretty cool then.
And another thing we noticed is that everyone wants a filter. I mean, people are buying rack filters just to be able to use them, especially with electronic dance music today. So on each of these, we added a dedicated filter. It's real simple. Basically, the way it works is from center to the right, you have a high pass. Okay. And then to the left, we have a low pass.
Right.
And the neat thing is I have this new function that's only available in Numark products, and specifically the NS7 II, is this button here called Filter Roll. And this is going to add kind of a new dynamic to the performance where if I enable that, now I can roll just by turning the effects.
And you're getting the high pass, and you're getting the filter.
And you're getting the roll.
That's pretty cool.
So in other words, you couldn't do that. You couldn't control a filter knob and a roll at the same time unless maybe you're an octopus.
All right.
Yeah.
Or you're faking it.
Or you're faking it, right? Which never happens, right?
No, never happens. All right.
Yeah.
And then you kept your needle drop touch strip.
That's right. That's right. Now, one of the things about that, if you don't mind, is what we had done on our NS7 effects is we had our strip search, but one of the problems we had is people were saying, oh, I accidentally touched it. And so what we did is we enabled it so you hold the shift button and then you use it, but we've actually completely left this freewheel for you guys. Again, we got a lot of feedback. We do listen to our customers and our Guitar Center customers, and what we did is we enabled it so now you can just touch it without touching anything else, and you're going to skip right around into the song.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And you know what, I
piece.
mean, it looks like it's built like a tank. Can you tell me a little bit about the construction?
I'd love to. I think that's one of the best features about this product is the construction. Well, first off on the mixer, you have a really nice solid mixer with steel potentiometers. So you're not going to have to worry about breaking a knob off ever.
Okay.
Secondly, this is a CP Pro crossfader, which is one of the best available on the market. It's got over 1 million fades, and you're going to be able to replace this if you need to. Now, internally, we actually use a 4-layer PC board.
Okay.
All of our competition is most likely going to use a single or double layer PC board. What that gives you, it gives you a larger sandwich. When something like electronic like this breaks, it's usually because either a knob gets pushed in or something breaks off of the board. You're not going to have to worry about it. So it's going to take touring, it's going to take being in a road case, it's going to take being shipped. If you're a pro DJ, this is the solution.
Okay. And I noticed you've got your I/O section in here. So say you're doing a gig and for whatever reason your computer dies, okay, and you've got maybe a CD player or a couple of turntables or something hooked up, will it work?
It sure will.
Okay.
And that's a great feature about it. We all know that things go wrong at the show. Assuming you have it plugged into power, even with no USB cable, this mixer is still fully functional apart from the computer-specific controls like the capacitive touch and things like that.
Thanks, Rich. This is the NS7 II. Check it out at Guitar Center stores or guitarcenter.com.